we're just gonna get right into it. It's a different day. We're completing the fire signs. Hopefully, I'll have time to actually do one more set of signs before my phone dies, but there's been some shit going on and I haven't had the chance. And that shit, I don't know. I'm just kind of irritated right now and trying to stay calm, trying to keep it together. So we're on Aries for the rest of the fire signs, because I already posted the other ones. Okay, we have colorless angel. And in this, there is, it looks like the horse behind him looked like Pegasus for a second, like a black Pegasus. But this, in the picture, it's Siegfried in the picture. And this is a card where it talks about, like, it's kind of about like a pause or like the illusion of stagnation. Kind of like the in between of the journey, you know, like the quiet moments before the full transition is what I'm picking up on. And like with this card, because it talks about, the it's basically about those like moments before the hero becomes the hero. Like, because you're not the hero when you're sitting there, stopping to get water for your horse or whatever before the battle. That stuff comes after, like the mundane things in between. Like the stagnation, like, because that's what it feels like. It feels like this illusion of stagnation, because it's not it. That's not what it is. It's just kind of like in a superhero movie where, like, they don't show you the fact that, these are, like, if you were to take these fantasies, they don't say, oh, and they went to the bathroom, that kind of thing. And then, they don't tell you how many times they go to pee in the day or whatever. Like, you get to skip that part when you're watching it on film or reading it in a book. But it doesn't change the fact that they are meant to be a hero from the jump. It doesn't change the fact that they are heroes. It doesn't change that, they have a destiny for all of these things. And what I'm getting is, like, it's not stagnation, it's just a step towards the journey. And you may not be able to, like, tell that it's a step forward because you can't see that, there are other books after this one, like you can when you're reading a book or watching a movie. And, like, because I just finished the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and, like, when you're hold on, when you're starting a series for the first time, like, if the other books are already out, you know that there's going to be more books. Or, like, you're reading the story, you know that this person is the main character. So, obviously, with all of the pages that are left in the book, they're going to figure out a way to make it through their circumstance. But because you are the character in the book at this point, you can't see that you make it to the end of the book so that you can have a sequel. So it kind of gives this illusion of stagnation, because in the book the characters don't know that they're going to be this well-loved, beautiful energy. There's been some shit going on lately, and I hope that didn't just turn it off. Okay, there's been some shit going on lately, so I've gotta fucking keep an ear out. So, you can't see that you're the hero from like your starting point or even like your middle point. And that's what I'm like picking up on this. So we have like the Nine of Cups. And this is giving like this energy of like this brightness, this sense of you're creating your reality. Because I see this doorway and her hands in the doorway, and like behind her is a mural, but this feels real. Like something created from something imagined is what I'm picking up. And then you have the Eight of Cups in reverse, but it may not feel like that. And that's what I'm getting. Like with it in reverse, it doesn't feel like you're going anywhere, because like all you see is that you painted this thing, you painted this image in either in your mind or like wrote it down of you being like this hero personality, because we've got the Empress here, this being, this otherworldly being, or like this main character energy, and you're just kind of like wondering, when do I get there? Like, when do I get to feel like I'm the hero of the story? And we have the Three of Wands after that. And what I'm getting from the Three of Wands is like, I don't want to say that because that sounds like you don't get to like wait for this big moment to feel like you're, the hero like of the story, because you already are that. And it's funny because it reminds me of the book I read. I highly fucking recommend, because it was one of the most eye-opening, like beautiful things. But it was Rise of Kyoshi and Shadow of Kyoshi. And a little bit of a like spoiler, I'm not telling anything significant in the book, just a perspective. But when I was reading the book, both of them, I was like, when does she stop questioning herself? When does she become this badass warrior that we all know Kyoshi to be outside of her, book? Like, when does she become this badass, like, oh, well, sometimes you just gotta mark a bitch, without like constantly questioning herself? And the thing is like, when I got through both the books, she didn't stop questioning herself. Everything, and like it was one of those things where I was just like waiting, because like I needed that. I needed to see like how you go from, just being this nobody to being this badass. And like, when in the point of your journey, when in your successes do you become that hero and like don't question yourself anymore? And you don't. And that's what I learned from that book. She didn't stop questioning herself. Everything that she did, she rethought, even if it was just in the span of seconds. She really calculated, she really thought it through in the book. So she was always questioning herself whether or not she was doing the right thing. And her choices created this illusion that she was just this badass that like didn't question herself, that had all the confidence in the world, and it's just like, I'm just making decisions real quick, fast, and in a hurry without consideration. And that wasn't the case. But from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. But on the inside, you're actually like taking those steps. And she didn't realize she was the hero. Anyway,